Speaking to Demetrius Johnson ahead of the event, Holloway admitted that he feels a big difference compared to how he felt in his 20s, saying he's starting to feel older.
Of course I can feel the difference, you know. I'm 34 now.
Damn, you're 34?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck,
you know,
man. I'm about to be 40. You're still fucking here. Like, I'm 34. I've fighting for 10 years.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm 34 now, bro. And you can see this too, right? Our body feel way different. You know, when I was like 24, I feel like I could run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. Now at this age, I'm like, holy shit, that brick wall better be made out of foam or something if I'm running through it, please, you know? Because, man, I feel it, but it is what it is, you know, all jokes aside. It comes with age, and it just comes with IQ and fighting IQ. And I think, just like you, Mighty, I think you was ahead of your time, you know what I mean? I feel like you was ahead of your time when you was coming up, and that's why you did what you did, you know? And I feel like I did a lot of stuff that I had to do. I like to replicate a lot of my stuff, or even mindset things around the way that you would say. You'd give us little sneak peeks here and there to your career. Guys like us, we should listen, because, you know, if you was doing this at such a high level, then why can't I?
To video, Volk shared his thoughts on Holloway's current form, questioning whether the former featherweight champion still possesses the legendary chin he showed prior to his knockout loss to Ilia Topuria, and reflecting on where Holloway currently stands in his career.
Is Max in his prime? I'm saying is his chin exactly the same as you? I don't know. So I know it used to be just a granite chin, and then I reckon his skills are fucking just as much as his skills are like in prime. But maybe there's other bits that just maybe declined a little bit. So it would be hard to say he's in his prime, but he's still right there, pretty much in his prime. So pretty much, yeah, you could say he's pretty much in his prime. But fighting Conor McGregor, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a tricky one.
Despite his reservations, Volkanovski still picked Holloway to come out on top against Charles Oliveira this Saturday at UFC 326.
Max Holloway, you go 100%. Now he is gonna get you tired, and he's one guy that knows how to capitalize on someone being tired. If he sees you tired, he's gonna make you pay more and more and more, and he can definitely mentally and physically break you down. Does that give him opportunities to get the finish? I am gonna say yes. I think Max is gonna be the favorite. I think you'll get some better value at him getting the finish. I think he can get the finish. I can definitely see it. I think Max Holloway can definitely start to do that, start to land, get in a position where, you know, Charles is more shelling up, trying to grab, not really working, and you can just see Max just start getting the finish and the ref's just sort of stopping it. You know, just again, it's just Max is that type of guy that can put that type of pace on you. Charles is going to be dangerous enough to, you know, put him in danger, but the only thing is, you can't do that for 5 rounds with someone like Max.
Been calling out O'Malley for quite some time, and in a new video shared on his social media, he took some shots at Sugar, calling him a bitch and accusing him of avoiding a fight with him.
What's up, guys? Pay attention, because I'm about to break down why the UFC is going to miss out on one of the biggest fights that they could put on the White House card right now, and it's because O'Malley's being a little entitled.
Would you fight someone else?
I'm chilling.
How about a nice big cup of shut the
Here's this fight that everybody wants you to, Corey Sandhagen.
At the end of the day, UFC makes the fights. I'm not, you know what I mean? So we'll see what they say. We don't do matchmaking till Tuesday.
You're a bitch.
If they say we're doing Merab, Peter, and we want you to fight Corey, are you interested?
I would say, can I wait for Peter Merab?
That's not how it works.
The White House card, yeah, I mean, Corey goes up there, wins, I beat whoever's next.
Fight me. Frick.
White recently revealed that the card is already finalized and said he plans to officially announce it this week, most likely during UFC 326. Jones and Alex Pereira are expected to compete on the card. He wrote, "Do you guys think about a possible clash between Jones and Pereira on the UFC White House card? Who do you think would win? Drop your predictions in the comments below." Move immediately sparked speculation that Aspinall could be preparing for a switch to boxing. However, Hearn quickly shut down those rumors, explaining that while a move to boxing could be possible one day, it's not part of the short-term plan.
A lot of fans will associate you with obviously boxing. Just to be clear on that, obviously Tom is still with the UFC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has a contract with the UFC, so this isn't about bringing him into boxing. This is a commercial representation and an advisory capacity to help him across all of his business. And, you know, I'm sure, and everything that I hear means he can go in there and do serious damage in the boxing world, but it's not on the short-term agenda for sure.
Ariel Helwani has shared some interesting insight into how the UFC deals with the managers they don't like. After news broke that Tom Aspinall signed with Eddie Hearn, Helwani discussed the situation on his YouTube show, explaining how negotiations often work behind the scenes and how the UFC tends to handle managers they're not particularly fond of, using Hearn's new partnership with Aspinall as an example.
Here's what's really interesting about all this. As you guys know, the UFC is the sport for all intents and purposes. I have known many managers over the years that the UFC hasn't liked, and the UFC has said, we're not talking to this guy. So you either figure it out or get someone else. You put someone else in front of us, get another manager, or we're going through you. There'll be the flip side of that where the UFC will be like, we like this guy, and you know the ones that I'm talking about, go sign with him and we'll give you a deal, or we'll talk to them, or we'll negotiate with them, but we don't like this guy, so don't bring this guy to the meeting. I know of a meeting very recently where the UFC met with someone and they're like, manager, stay outside. It's just you and I, just you and I. So like we could go gaga here and say like, wow, this is crazy, but I want to see how this actually plays out, because the UFC could just say, we're not talking to you. Tom could then say, well, if you're not talking to him, you're not talking to me. There's going to be a game of chicken here.
Think about that news, and what do you make of that decision? We don't have any issues with Eddie. They can get whoever they want to represent him. Tito Ortiz used to represent people, and we got it done.
Also appeared on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show, where he revealed that he would seriously consider fighting Eddie Hearn in a boxing match.
Any chance of an 8th bout in the ring between you and Eddie Hearn?
How old's Eddie Hearn? How old's Eddie? In his 40s or something?
He's a big unit. He'd probably fancy himself.
Yeah, he's huge.
He did box
like 6'5".
He did box he boxed his dad. Who do you think would win if you had a fight? Who would win?
Put it this way, that would have to be like a Jake Paul Netflix card, okay? Or we could both fight Jake Paul. We're in his age bracket of guys he likes to fight.
Eddie has a 10-year advantage over you. He's got the youth, but you are Dana White. If it actually happened, who would win?
Listen, if Eddie wants to box, we can box. We can box if Eddie wants to box. I don't think Eddie wants to box.
Would you be confident?
Yeah, back in the day, I used to box with all the guys, boxers and UFC guys. I have boxed.
So if Eddie Hearn's up for it, you're on for it.
Absolutely.
Review Dana also confirmed that Aspinall will return to the UFC and added that he wants to repair the relationship, which had been strained due to miscommunication.
Fight again?
I do. Yeah, the company has talked to him. I haven't talked to him, and Tom and I obviously need to talk. You know, he came out recently, or his dad too, saying that, you know, they felt like I was, you know, Tom Aspinall is a guy that I respect. He's been great, you know, to work with, the whole time he's been here in the UFC. And, never once did I question his injury or speak negatively about it. I said something once that I said, I think he's okay, and I think he's going to be good. And they came out and said, no, that's not the case. And he said, I haven't even talked to Dana. I don't know why he would say that. But, obviously my medical team is talking to him, and that was what I had thought. And they thought that I had knocked him in some way, which I absolutely positively didn't and wouldn't. I like him very much and respect him. I've never had a problem with Tom Aspinall.
Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Dagestani Fighter. Number 2 meme was posted by THD News. Was posted by Kirk Poker.
I train 6 days a week, 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So
I would have never thought it was happening is going on. My mind has been blown. But once again, it's American. We got to keep fighting, right? We got to keep fighting, keep our head up, and just put our chin down. And I, Tito Ortiz. Do I solemnly swear? I do solemnly for him.